reflect on some sensitive and very contentious issue or part of our life. We must first know that life came from God, and that is where it is supposed to return, and He is the author of life. But there is an issue here in this contemporary world, moreover temporal life, which is very, very sensitive. And what is that? It is called, it has cosmetic terms. They have called it mass killing. Others call it euthanasia. But it is still taking away life. Now, who has the right of life? And what is that reason? That's why I'm holding this pamphlet here. This leaflet is a communication from our headquarters of the Living Rosary Association of St. Philomena in Texas. And I will read it so that it is up to you, it is up to me to understand about the human life. Mass killing, as it is termed, is murder. This is the title of the article. In 1925, just 4 so-called mass killings were recorded as having taken place within the space of 4 months. Euthanasia is defined as the right of men to die by their own choice or the choice of others when death seems preferable to life. Death seems preferable to life. We know death can be agonizing. Even Jesus Christ was agonizing on the cross. But even cancer, it can be agonizing. All sorts of terminal illnesses can be agonizing. But now, are we having the right to terminate another person's life? Even suicide is condemned. Judas Iscariot committed suicide. Suicide is breaking the commandments of "thou shalt not kill." So I continue reading. The Catholic Church insists on what is an obvious philosophic, moral, and religious fact, that human life in its beginning, progress, and end belongs to God alone, and only God has the moral right to determine its end. Dr. Alexis Carrel, winner of the Nobel Peace Prize in 1912, wrote, quote, "It is my opinion that not only incurables, but also imbeciles, habitual criminals, and the hopelessly insane should be quietly and painlessly disposed of." Close quote. Dr. Frederick Bancroft, member of the New York City Cancer Committee, admitted that the matter is a difficult one, and he did not see why a person should be condemned to agony, but we should give humans the same treatment accorded to animals. Doctors in many states have been granted the legal right to determine when and if life shall begin, and if and when human life should end. We are plunging into the damnable sea of pagan ideology and conduct. This thinking is a violation of the doctor's binding Hippocratic oath. The end of medical science is to save human life, not to stop it at its source by destroying unborn life, or to end disease and suffering by murdering the patient. Doctors should refuse to be the grave diggers of the nation and of humanity. This form of action is a cancerous growth eating at the mentality of men and women in high places, and camouflaged as sympathy for human suffering. Today, so many preach materialistic and atheistic liberalism from the housetops, which has enslaved the minds of the masses with the idea that the Ten Commandments, human dignity, and natural law no longer apply. Homicide is a denial of God's exclusive right over human life. The cry for killing the incurable, the right to suicide, the tampering with the very source of life, the cry of the right of society to protect itself by annihilation of the defenseless is grounded on a hard-boiled, cruel, cynical paganism, a bitter and a ruthless class warfare. The Catholic Church and the Catholic dogma stand alone in the way of this false propaganda. Thus, the growing hatred, fear, contempt, and snarling persecution of the church has followed. Within the United States borders, in classrooms and on platforms, these very perfidious principles are being expounded before our American youth. There is no God, no soul, no afterlife, no absolutes, no stable morality. What the majority decree and do, however outrageous to our Christian morality and contradictory to the teachings of Jesus Christ, is the accepted standard of modern morals and good manners. Secularism dominates our nation's great centers of learning. State-supported universities and technical schools are the ivory towers through which its deadly fallout filters into every crack and cranny of the nation's life. The poor are more exposed than others to the wiles of agitators, who, taking advantage of their extreme need, kindle their hearts to envy the rich and urge them to seize by force what fortune seems to have denied them unjustly. If the priest will not go out to the working class and the poor, they will become easy prey for the apostles of atheistic secularism. Militant leaders of Catholic action, properly prepared and armed, will be the first and immediate apostles to the fellow man. They will help carry the torch of truth in the invaluable work of relieving the grave spiritual and material suffering of the masses. Religious indifference has proved a constant obstacle to pastoral advance. To check the ungodly spirit of our age and offset its consequences, Pope Benedict XV emphatically expressed his wish that every family should consecrate itself anew to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. The home is the foundation stone of the throne of Christ the King. It is family who prepare the crown, which will afterwards be placed by society and by nations on the divine head. Pope Pius XI, in Quo Primas, 11th December 1925, states, "The empire of our Redeemer embraces all men." To use the words of our immortal predecessor, Pope Leo XIII, quote, "His empire includes not only Catholic nations, not only baptized persons who, though of right belonging to the church, have been led astray by error or have been cut off from her by Sikhism, but also all who are outside the Christian faith, so that truly the whole of mankind is subject to the power of Jesus Christ." In Sapientia Christianae, Pope Leo XIII states, "What is really going on in the world today is a war between Christ and the Antichrist on a scale never before seen, where the survival of the Catholic faith is at stake. Faith is preserved whole and intact, or it is lost. We cannot preserve just parts of it according to our tastes. If civil law clearly contradicts divine law, then truly to resist becomes positive duty. To obey is a crime. Catholics should make a deep study of the faith. We should really condemn suicide, abortions, mass killing or euthanasia, homicides, genocide. All is taking away life which belongs to God. That life of yours is not yours. That life of mine is not mine. It all belongs to God. And it is up to you, it's up to me to decide